So I was compelled to make this video earlier about the importance of community and why it's so important as entrepreneurs to be involved in communities. But I feel like it's even more so that I wanted to talk about this, especially because I had a conversation with a fellow entrepreneur. She is considered the relationship chef. So she talks about food and relationships when it comes to business. So that's what she's about. But it did spark an interesting discussion, and what I wanted to ultimately talk about with when it comes to personal and professional lives and why it's so important to have relationships and community um, to even get started in business and thrive in it. So for more context, I am a community owner myself. I run a community called Mental Momentum, helping veterans and first responders get their first client in 90 days. That's what my community is about, and helping them with making that transition from the service to civilian life, whatever the case, and trying to find what their purpose is, um, what they ultimately want to do in the business so they could thrive in other areas of their life. And I wanted to have this community in place because there are so many people that are alone in this world, that feel alone in this world, and I've been one of them, right? I in my early 20s, I'm 28 right now. I really isolated myself from the world. Like I didn't really talk with anyone. I pushed my friends away. I um, for most of my Marine buddies, I didn't really connect with them on a more personal level, which was my fault, really. I didn't really cultivate those relationships outside of the service and take the time to just hang out with the boys or this making those relationships and connections at a deeper level. And because of that, I just fell into a lot of bad habits, bad addictions because of this isolation. And it felt comfortable for me to just stay by myself, even if there was some negative consequence behind it. So, why this matters for the business side is that if you are trying to go about business alone, if you're a solopreneur or trying to pursue business yourself, there's going to be lonely periods. Because I've also gone through this lonely chapter in entrepreneurship where I was just trying to figure out everything on my own. And in doing so, I would spend hours of my day just not really talking with anyone or reaching out to people or doing anything that really mattered for the business. And one of the things that the probably the most important thing about business is network connections. Like business cannot exist without people, right? Business ultimately is a people thing, right? There's no way to grow or thrive if it isn't for people. So to expect yourself to do everything by yourself and do it all alone and not engage with anyone or connect with anyone is ridiculous. And the reason why I want to tie this into relationships and connections is that there's so many things that are interconnected with when it comes to life, not just business. Like business, it's an area of our life, our professional life. That's an area of our life. But to think that we could just focus on one area of our life and thrive is also a ridiculous claim. You see this from Alex Hormozy a lot. He had seasons of his life where all he could dedicate himself was his business, and some people might be inspired by that. I've definitely been inspired by that, but what is the consequence of focusing all in on one thing and neglecting other areas of your life? And in turn, it suffers. It makes you suffer, even when you're focused on business. So with relationships, for example, it doesn't have to be your spouse or significant other. If you're in a season of life where you don't have like that kind of relationship, which is completely fine. For me, I recently came out of a 3+ year relationship. We loved each other, we cared for each other, but there were some things we had to talk about, and some things there were some core beliefs that we just didn't agree on, and we just had to move on. We were still on good terms and whatnot, but we need relationships in our life to some capacity, even if it's not a spouse or significant other, because we need people to actually thrive in this world. When no, there might be there's a saying that no man is an island, right? I can translate for women too. Like, women can't be alone, men can't be alone. We need each other, even if it's not on a deep, loving level. Like we need friendships, we need connections, and this is going to help us thrive in other areas of our life. Our mental health is going to be better. Our physical health is going to be better. Our business is going to be better. Our spiritual uh, walk is going to be better if you're someone who's in Christ or have some other beliefs. Your spiritual life is going to be better. There's going to be When you completely neglect relationships and connections and just decide that you're just going to strongman this yourself or strongwoman this yourself, you're leaving so much on the table. You're going to leave so much opportunities wasted because you decide that you just want to focus on one area and just do it by yourself. And this is also the case for solopreneurs. Like, yeah, yes, you might not have a team right now, and I don't have a team right now. I'm still considered the solopreneur at the stage. But to say that I can do this all alone and not have a mentor, not have a friend, or not have someone to actually reach out to and ask for help and try to solve these problems, so that I can help other of my clients solve problems for them, is crazy. Like, I can't do this alone. Like, I'm not a self-made man, right? I need people to talk to. And I think that a lot of military guys or people who come out of the service, they come into the civilian world and um, they try to get into careers, and they struggle because they feel like no one can relate to them, no one can resonate with them, and they get stuck. They stay by themselves and can't fathom other people talking with them because they just don't know how to relate and how to resonate. I'm here to tell you to make that opportunity to actually make those connections, because those are going to be the valuable assets that you're going to need for your business, for your life. You might have heard the saying, your network is your net worth, which is absolutely true, but it's so much more than that, right? It's not just about a transaction, it's about a connection, right? I can confidently say, being able to pursue any business of any sort, pursue what I'm doing now, I cannot do it by myself. I needed people. I need people. I need a community. And that's why I built a community of my own. That's why I'm involved in other communities. That's why I'm involved in my church as well. So, like, I talked about the spiritual life before and as an area of your life. For my life, I'm walking the Christian path, and I want to develop that relationship with Jesus Christ. And I need to have other men and women to support me in that journey, and have these shared bonds, shared beliefs, so that we can be stronger together through the Lord. And that's an important aspect. We can't do life alone. Trying to have this lone wolf mentality is breaking you. It's breaking you. And you might be able to say for a season, like for maybe a few months, you could strongman, or you could do this by yourself. But trust me, I've been there, and I know what the consequences are of trying to do everything by yourself, and isolating yourself from the world and from everyone else for such an extended period of time, because it might not be costly much to you today, but later down the line, you're going to realize how badly it's going to affect you and the relationships that you try to have in the future. We need to start building those relationships today, or else things are going to suffer in areas of your life, especially in your business, because your relationships are honestly an asset in itself. It's such a strong asset that extends beyond money, beyond a transaction. It's a human being. We are wired, we're designed to connect with each other. We're not meant to be alone in this world. And if you try to convince yourself otherwise, good luck with that. Good luck with that battle, because you're probably going to lose at some point. Because I've lost that battle before, and I know what it's like. And thank God I didn't have to stumble into deep cycles of depression to the point where I wanted to commit suicide. Because people go through that, like veterans especially, people who has made this ultimate sacrifice for their country, for their family, for the things that they care about, and then now they're suddenly not to that point anymore, and they're alone. They're alone in their own thoughts. They're alone. They feel alone in this world, and you can't do this alone. No one can. I can't. I need something bigger than me. I need something stronger than me, and I also lean to Jesus Christ as well. I lean to Him, but also I need people, and I'm sure you do too. If you don't have someone in your life, if you don't have this close friendships, if you don't have a community of people to connect with, I definitely encourage you today to actually start making that one bond, just one interaction, engage with someone, even if it's an online community. It can be small. Just reach out to someone and genuinely start building your network, building your relationships, because it's going to extend well past the business growth. It's going to extend to other areas of your life that you're going to see fruit. You're going to see the real fruit of genuine human connection, and it's going to pay off. It may not be easy. It might not be easy to like actually reach out to people about your problems, or to try to like think people will relate to you or things like that. But if someone hears this and needs to hear this, I'm telling you, investing in your relationships, investing in those connections are going to be the best decision you'll ever make. That's why I invest into mentorships. That's why I invest into coaching. That's why I invest into other communities, not just with not just my money, but my time and my energy. I want to spend it on things that will help me grow as to be a better entrepreneur and a better person. I invest into these things because that's what matters to me. And if that matters to you, you'll invest your time, your money, your energy into things that will help you grow and being able to plant those seeds for the future. And you will thrive when it comes to connections and genuine relationships. Even if it's not a spouse, like I said, even if it's not a significant other, if that's not where you're at right now, completely okay. Because I'm not right now. Who knows, that might change one day. But no man is an island. No one can no one can strong man this alone for so long. You rely on your own strength, it's going to crumble. That strength is going to wither. But the strength of others will help finding strength in other people, not just your own. You'll come to find out that there's going to be you're going to see a whole lot more progress in your life. Faster, easier, better. You're going to feel better about the people that you resonate and connect with, because you realize you're not alone in this world anymore. Once you talk with people, you get on a conversation with someone on a call. We just talk with someone, reach out, talk about your problems, talk about what you're going through, and realize that people are going through the same things you are. People have problems, but problems are universal. Problems exist. That's how it is. That's how the world is right now, and forever will be, has been in the past and has will is in the present and will be in the future. Problems exist, and you're not alone when it comes to your struggles with problems, finances, your relationship life, your business life, your mental health, your physical health. People go through so many different things, and you're going to find people that are going to relate to you if you decide to actually make the opportunity to connect. And guess what? You're going to find out how impactful that is going to be for your business and your life at the same time, because there's so many we have so many business we think we have business problems, but so many business problems are personal problems masqueraded as business problems. We step into our own way. We put it we blockade we put a wall on ourselves to make any sort of business growth because we have so many personal problems. And that could be a different discussion. And I hope you understand this. This can tie well with this, but we just need to understand that our problems are not something we need to struggle with alone. So that's the message. I hope you got something out of it, because it was something I really it was something in my heart that I wanted to talk about. And even if it just helps one person, then I've done my job here. So I want to extend an opportunity, especially for people who come from a veteran or first response background. If you are looking to transition into entrepreneurship and actually get your first client within 90 days, take control of your time and improve the quality of your life and all the other aspects, improve, like rebuild that self-discipline in your life. I have 10 spots open, limited time, to work with me one-on-one, and doors will close likely the end of this month. So I'd like to be able to help you more personally throughout this. And I understand how this transition can feel. It can be lonely. It could feel like there's a weight on your shoulders, but you don't have to have these burdens alone. I want to help you out. So link in the description below if you want to apply, book a call with me, have a good discussion to see if that is a good fit for you. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Feel free to share this with a friend if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I will see you guys later. Semper Fi.